Hello everyone, this is another Black Conservative. I am Brian Bolin. Thank you all for joining me. Let me just say something real quick. I said this in the last video. Right now, pardon me for the way this imagery may look. If it looks kind of foggy a little bit here and the volume is not where it should be in terms of the microphone, I'm trying to do some adjustments here. I got new cameras here, so I'm trying to do some adjustments. I've had problems with my last webcam, so I'm trying to do some adjustments here. So please be patient with me. Hopefully you guys will still get the best out of this video. But what I want to talk about today is Democratic Representative Tim Ryan, I believe, for the state of Ohio. He's vying for the seat, the Senate seat here in the state of Ohio, and he's coming up against, I believe, J.D. Vance. And in the last debate, heated debate that he just had with J.D. Vance, he doubles down, as this article I'm about to read, he doubles down on his rhetoric that he made in reference to MAGA supporters, what he calls MAGA supporters or extremist Republicans. He doubles down on it. Instead of changing his rhetoric, what does he do? He doubles down on it. So let's get into this. Let's get into this article. And it says, in a heated debate between Ryan and his Republican opponent for Ohio's open U.S. Senate seat, Ryan was confronted and asked to explain his comments earlier in the year when he told MSNBC's Morning Joe that the, quote, the exhausted majority needed to kill and confront the extremist Republican movement. Now this is what he says. Now Ryan, during the debate, doubled down on his comments, including Vance, in the group of people he labeled as extremists. And the article goes on to say, this is what this guy says, right? Tim Ryan says, who runs around with Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, who wants to ban books? Now this is crazy. Who says that the president of the United States is intentionally trying to kill people with fentanyl? Who says that the election was stolen? In other words, Tim Ryan is saying is that these are extreme policies or extreme situations among Republicans. Really? Let's look at this. Who says the president of the United States is intentionally trying to kill people with fentanyl? I don't know who's saying that the president is intentionally trying to kill people with fentanyl, but I will say this, is that he's in part responsible for it because of his open border policies. So whether he's intentionally doing it or not, that's what's extreme. Mr. Tim Ryan, what? Unbelievable. And he says, then he asks the other question, who says that the election was stolen? Well, a lot of people say the election was stolen. I'm one of them. I believe it was stolen. When I use the term it was stolen, I'll just say it was a crap of mess. That's what it was. Tim Ryan goes on and says, who runs around with Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, who wants to ban books? Ban what kind of books, Tim Ryan? Books that are explicitly sexual, with explicit sexual content in it. Oh, that's what you're talking about. Would that be considered extreme? It's amazing to me what these Democrats actually considers extreme. This is what this man is saying. Then he goes and says, who runs around with Lindsey Graham, who wants a national abortion ban? Good. How is that extreme? How is killing babies or wanting to ban killing babies extreme? You see how that's what these Democrats do? You're running around, he goes and says, you're running around Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is the absolute looniest politician in America, Ryan said, looking to list off lawmakers Vance has come in contact with or commented on the campaign trail. This is a dangerous group, and we do need to confront it. And that's why I'm running to represent the, quote, exhausted majority, Democrats, Republicans, and Independents against the extreme, Ryan finished. First of all, let me say this. Who's the exhausted majority? What in the heck is that? What's the exhausted majority? I would have to say, Mr. Tim Ryan, that the exhausted majority, the way I see it, would be those on both the left and the right who are sick and tired of you feckless Democrats who, rather than trying to change your political ideology or worldviews, at least try to come to some kind of common ground that's not so extreme. Who are the extremes? Who are the extremists here? That's the way I see it, and that's what I believe that most of this so-called exhausted majority that Tim Ryan lays out here really represents. It represents Americans on both sides, Democrat and Republican. This is what I've been hearing from testimonies of Democratic people saying, you know what, I'm tired of these Democrats. I'm tired of the policies they're pushing. Instead of them trying to say, well, you know what, What do we need to do to change this? Because we're going to lose in come November. It's going to be a red wave if we don't come up with something that's going to really capture the attention of this exhausted majority. He goes on to say, the article goes on to say, Vance, during the question before, also confronted Ryan for his past comments, saying, Tim Ryan, who runs all these TV commercials, saying that he wants to appeal to Trump voters, wants to appeal to Republicans, also says that he wants to, quote, kill and confront the MAGA movement. That's not exactly the rhetoric of a unifier, Vance added. And he has a point there. That's the end of the article there. He has a point there because you're saying at the same time, you're saying, hey, we need to unify, we need to come together, woo, 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 woo. But at the same time, he's saying we need to kill and confront these MAGA supporters. We need to kill them and confront them. Instead of coming up with a viable policy that will appeal to these individuals, that will appeal to the exhausted majority, he doubles down on his rhetoric. When are these Democrats going to get it? When are they going to see the light? When are they going to say, well, you know what, wait a minute, we need to come up with something different because this is just not working. And what this shows to me is desperation. They're desperate, and the only thing that they can come up with, instead of trying to change these stupid policies that are destructive to the country, because most people that vote Democrat are seeing it themselves, instead of them saying, you know, we need to come up with something that's viable, that the people are going to really want, they double down on it. They double down on foolish policies. They don't mind keeping the border open. You know, they don't mind being loosey-goosey with the laws out here. They don't mind. We're going to keep doing that. You keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you get. It's not going to change. And policies determine to some extent the way things go. So when you have crappy policies, okay, like soft on crime policies, when you're pushing transgenderism and critical race theory on these young people, and parents come out and oppose this kind of rhetoric, when you do these type of things, the average person, the exhausted majority, is going to say, wait a minute, hold it. I'm exhausted from all of the nonsense that the policies that these Democrats, these radical Democrats, are pushing. You know what? I'm going to stop voting for them. So what this shows me is that people like people like Tim Ryan, not JD Vance, but people like Tim Ryan is desperate. And my hope and prayer is that people will not fall for Tim Ryan, in the state of Ohio, will not fall for Tim Ryan's rhetoric. They won't fall for it. You know, man, look. How is it extreme what he just said? How is it extreme? This person wants to ban books. No. Ron DeSantis doesn't want to ban all books, but he does want to ban books that have explicit content in it that is available to these young people. Now, somebody may argue, well, the kids can look at it on the internet. They can look at it. Okay, yeah, they can look at it on the internet. Just because they can look at it on the internet and on YouTube or whatever doesn't mean you should make it easier for them to look at it in the books. Ban it where you can ban it. He may not be able to ban any of that stuff, that nonsense on the internet and on the YouTube, but at least ban it from the schools and ban it where you can ban it. Just because it is in one area don't mean it have to be in another area. As leaders, I believe we have the responsibility to say no to this and yes to that. Morality still counts. Right and wrong still counts, regardless of what anybody else says. It still counts. And there is a place for it. Some things are neutral, but some things are simply right, and some things are simply wrong, and there is no neutral ground. And pushing these extreme ideologies, which is coming from the radical left, people who are voting for the Democrats are starting to see it. When you're overly radical, let me tell you, when you're overly radical with something, and people are going to eventually see it. They're going to be, wait a minute, man, this is way over the line. This is way over the line. You got to change this. If the Democrats really want to, if they want to still keep their policies, their radical policies, can I give you a little bit of advice? Be subtle with it. Be like the Fabian socialists that infiltrated our government and infiltrated our school systems. Be like them. You know what a Fabian socialist is? I'm going to just summarize it. A Fabian socialist is someone who believes in bringing socialism and communism into a country through what they call permeation. Permeation, in which You permeate the society, you permeate the educational system, the politics, the entertainment, the religion, a little bit at a time. You change their views through propaganda and brainwashing. That's what a Fabian socialist does. So that's maybe what these knucklehead radical Democrats like Tim Ryan need to understand. Instead of saying, well, I'm going to double down on this. I'm not going to apologize for that. Yeah, we need to kill and confront these Republicans. We just need to do it. When you have no real evidence at all that they're extreme. Banning books, these kind of books are extreme. Banning abortion is extreme. Come down. Come up with something better than that. Come up with a better argument. Okay? In the meantime, just sit down, man, because you're going to lose. Your party is losing, bro. Your party is losing. But that's just what I had to say. You know, I had to put my point on that. You know, Tim Ryan, he's desperate, as a lot of the Democrats are. They just got to push this rhetoric. My suggestion is be like the Fabian socialists. You know, use a little mind control, man. And then maybe you can get somewhere, huh? How about that? That's my word. What do you guys think about Tim Ryan doubling down on this? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel. God bless you all and see you again.